When I sit down and create a business model with you to decide which franchises are going to be the right fit, one of the things we're going to talk about is what stage of a franchise are you looking for? And there are really five different stages, and a lot of people don't know this. So, stage one is really that entry level franchise. They may not even have any franchises sold yet. They may have a few corporate units and they're just starting to franchise. So, maybe they're in their first year or two. Now, this could be a great company for an earlier adopter where you want to buy the best territory, you want to grow with the business, get in on the bottom floor, but it's also fairly risky because you don't know if the company's going to make it long term. The second stage is a little bit more stable. Now we're talking about a company that's been around for 3, 4, 5 years. Maybe they have several dozen franchises open. There's plenty of people that you can go talk to. But one of the advantages of a stage two franchise is probably in your city or your area where you live, there's a good likelihood that territory will be available. So now we have a little bit more stability, but we also have good locations to look at. And then that rolls us into stage three. Now we're talking about a more mature franchise, maybe 50, maybe 100 franchises or more. So these are companies probably in stage three that you're just starting to hear about, or maybe you've seen one. So they're much more established, better brand name recognition, but they're not completely sold out. So maybe in your city, you may not be able to get something right next door to you, but probably within a 20, 30, 40-minute drive, depending on where you live, we can find something. So a lot of my clients like these stage 2 and 3 companies because good locations still available, but now we're talking about an established brand. When we roll on to stage 4, now the company is probably maxed out. So, think like a UPS store, a Subway sandwiches or something like that. These are companies that probably do not have many, if any, locations available. Probably if you're going to get involved in those businesses, you're going to have to buy a resale. In other words, you're not going to start a new one, you're going to buy a resale. So established brand, but probably not much room for growth. And then there's stage 5, and believe it or not, there is a stage where franchises start contracting. What do I mean by this? Maybe they've oversold the market, or maybe they've opened up too many units, and now you're starting to see consolidation, meaning they're closing locations. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad company, but you're going to have to definitely buy a resale, and maybe some of these resales are going to be fire sales. The main thing you have to make sure is this company going to be around? You don't want to buy the next Blockbuster Video. So if you want to learn more about the 5 different stages of franchising and which one may be the best fit for you, click on my QR code and I can help go through it with you.